Hello, boys and girls. It's been a while, but we're back. I'm Big T.
I'm Scott.
And we are the Nerd Treasure Chest. On location at Big T's place today, not in the studio.
As you see, we're at a different location. You can see it right here.
You can see the cool indoor wall art I have here in the apartment. It might echo a little bit too.
Yeah.
But
deal with it.
Yes, deal with it. So I guess let's jump into the first one down here inside the treasure chest. Now I'm going to be honest, I'm very jealous of this one. This is one that I really wanted as a kid and never got. We could never find it on the shelf.
Yeah.
This is the Han Solo Carbonite figure.
Absolutely. Yeah. This is one of my favorites too. I'll show you a picture here next to him, next to this one as well, and I'll compare them, but you can actually see the figure. The figure is very bulky up top that I looked at online, but it's still a cool figure. I would love to have it because who doesn't want to freeze Han?
Yeah.
And Carbonite and bring him out?
Now, even though the Slave one came with a plastic one, it was just plastic. It didn't have the figure inside. This is translucent. You can see the figure, and it's just got a clip on the back of it, if I remember correctly, that you just pop him in and out. And of course, comes with a coin, as those later ones did.
So when we were kids, we didn't have this figure, right? So how did we actually do this? We actually put him water, put him in the freezer.
Put him in the freezer, yep.
And we actually got him out an hour later, and guess what? He was frozen, not in carbonite, but ice water.
There was a cardboard play set you could get where you could drop Han into the carbonite freeze, and then behind the play set you could switch him out and then raise it back up, and then the carbonite figure came up. If the carbonite you got from Slave 1.
Yep.
And I think that cardboard came with a Cloud City Han and some Ugnaughts, and
yes,
it was one of those things they did, these cardboard play scenes.
So interestingly enough, when you said that, in 2020 they actually released the Cloud City Carbonite freezing chamber. You could buy these for $50 or 75 bucks maybe. It was the 2020 re-release of the Carbonite freezing, and you got like a little what would you call it? Half of a decking,
yeah,
and then a little freezing chamber right there. Now the 2020, the original was cardboard.
Cardboard, yeah. And it was, to be honestly, it was cool until the Micro Machines one came out.
Oh yeah.
And you could buy the Micro Machines Star Wars playset, and it was 3 of them that hooked together. You got the carbon freezing chamber, you got the window that Luke fell out of, and then the very last one where Vader chops his hand off, and they all fit together.
Hey gang, if you like our content, please like and subscribe.
Yeah, follows, comments, likes, it really helps the channel grow. It helps the algorithm, which is always changing. But interaction is the one thing that doesn't change on it. So we appreciate everything. We try to respond to every comment if we can. We love to talk to you guys in the comments. So hit us up.
Thank you.
All right, so if you know anything about Han Solo, his homeworld is Corellia. We did get a little more backstory in the Han Solo movie, which is not as bad as it got slammed for. But you find out he worked for of course, smuggling and thief ring.
Yes.
Had his girlfriend, the Mother of Dragons.
Yes.
And that's how he got into the academy for the Empire, became a soldier.
I'm glad you
eventually met Chewie. All that's in the Han Solo movie. Even how they make the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs.
Versus because it couldn't be done in 20 parsecs. No. But he said, "I'll do it under 20 parsecs."
Yeah.
Which is 12.
You watch the movie, you see it's kind of a cut around shortcut thing.
Yeah.
But we of course all see him inside the cantina at Mos Eisley and A New Hope. That's the first time we all see him. This version of him, of course, is Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah. Right before this happened, what were his famous words? His famous last words before he was frozen. I know he knows this one.
I know.
That
was Harrison Ford. Lucas had Leia saying "I love you" and him saying "I love you too," and he's like, "I wouldn't say that. My character wouldn't say I love you."
Yeah. So he's doing a little bit of ad-lib there.
Ad-libbing there with the "I know," and of course it's fantastic.
Yeah. And this actually took place, like you said, the first time you saw this guy was Empire Strikes Back and at Cloud City, which is revolving around the planet of Bespin.
Yes.
And this was a 92 card back. The last of the 17, that's what they call them. These are the ones with the power of the Force. Mm-hmm. And like what he said earlier, I want to bring this up too. He was an Imperial Cadet, actually Cadet 124-329. And it's interesting you put it up because a lot of people don't realize, especially if you don't dive too deep into Han Solo, you don't even realize that he was an Imperial Cadet at one point. That's right. That's where he learned to fly.
That's where he learned to fly.
Yeah.
He's pilot and stuff.
So this actually is worth about $2,000 graded. This guy's not graded, so ungraded about $500. And believe it or not, I looked at mine and looked at the one that was graded for 2000. It was an 80. Mine's really close to it. Mine's got a couple little marks here and there. Might be a little higher, but I didn't realize that this was going for $2,000. Now, is anyone going to buy it for $2,000? I don't know. It's the price is in the eye of the beholder, right? It's who's the treasure.
But on the back, you can even see he's the figure next to the Carbonite. And of course, this one's a little bit bulkier than when you got in Slave 1 toy because he has to have room for the figure in it.
And we'll show you that little clip right here of Han and Leia interacting right before he actually gets frozen. And a little bit of trivia after this, but hang on, here's the clip right now.
I love you.
I know.
But here's the trivia question. I know he knows the answer, but maybe I'll give you guys a second to answer. So, who was the Carbonite chamber actually originally set for? It was set for a trap for some person. Do you know who that is? You should know this if you've seen the movie. If you don't,
Put in the comments. I mean, it's pretty.
Put in the comments. If you don't know who it is,
Trivia.
want me to tell you who it is? Who is it?
It was the guy that got traded to the Lakers the other night. Luka. No, we're still a little heartbroken here. No, of course, Luke Skywalker. That was the idea. He will test it on Captain Solo.
Yeah.
Because for some reason, Vader felt the need to freeze Luke rather than just cut his hand off and dragging him along.
Yeah.
But that's because, honestly, I think that's because that was written because Harrison Ford had only signed on for 2 movies, where Carrie Fisher and Mark Hamill signed on for 3. And Lucas did not have the guarantee yet that Harrison Ford was coming back for Return of the Jedi, which is why this part of the story was written, so that if they had to write Harrison Ford off, there he was.
Actually, I didn't even know that, so I just learned something new right there.
Yeah, he was only initially contracted for the first 2 movies.
That's great.
Where Luke and Leia, or Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher, were signed on for all 3. So there is a universe out there somewhere where there's Return of the Jedi with no Harrison Ford.
And here's a little clip we're going to show you of Han Solo exiting out of Cloud City with Boba Fett on the Slave 1. And guess what? They're trying to rescue him, but they're just a little bit too late.
Put Captain Solo in the cargo hold.
R2, where have you been? Wait, turn round, you bully! Hurry, we're trying to save Han from the bounty hunter. Well, at least you're still in one piece. But what happened to me?
Actually, what is it called now? Slave 1. What do they call it?
I'm not calling it whatever.
It's Slave 1.
It's Slave 1. Just like she's not Hut Slayer, she's Slave Leia. Because she was Jabba's slave. And that's just how we roll here. If you want to call it Hut Slayer, or I forget, they call it maybe the Firefly or something like that, they call Slave 1, fine, you do you. But that's just not how we roll here, because we're old school. And that's what they were called, and
Yeah.
that's what they are.
One of our favorite figures, like, I wish I had this when I was a little bit younger. This didn't come out until
Like 85.
85. And you know what, I guess I was still playing with them, but you know what, I never actually had this figure. We only had it on card.
Yeah.
Like you see right here, card.
I'll be honest, I think by 85, I was a little more into G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do a G.I. Joe channel. Anyway,
Maybe.
In Transformers, He-Man was, there was a lot of stuff. But I don't know about you, but me, I intermingled it all. My G.I. Joes flew the Millennium Falcon to try and take back Castle Grayskull from Cobra.
Absolutely.
Because that's just how I roll. A lot of my Star Wars playsets got repurposed as G.I. Joe. Things like the little plastic Hoth channel tunnel.
Oh, yeah.
It used to snow a little bit more in Texas back then, and I would go outside and put that down with my Scout Walker. I never had an AT-AT though, so I didn't get to enjoy that joy. But
We actually have an AT-AT somewhere that we can bring up, not in box, but like we have a loose one. I think my brother stole it. That's another story for another time. But
yeah.
Great figure. One of the best Han Solo figures. I would have loved to play with this guy, but I never had him. But like you said, we made our own Carbonite freezing. We just threw him in ice.
Yeah. So we had like I said, didn't have this one. If you see on the back of it, The indoor one with the camouflage jacket, that's the one I had.
Yeah, correct, correct.
From this one here. So again, first appearance in Empire Strikes Back, but the figure was released for Jedi, because that's where got most of the action for this when Leia lets him. Spoiler: Leia lets him out.
Yeah. Which I'm sure you've already seen that.
Yeah, you probably already seen that too if you're watching this video here.
Right.
But yeah, there's so many cool figures back here that came out late that we didn't get. The Landos, the generals back here. There's a couple extra Ewoks. There's one of the advisors to the Emperor. There's indoor Luke with his jacket.
And Barada, which we've already done. You can watch the video right here.
The old Sebastian Shaw Anakin, which was first a mail offer one, and then eventually became on a card.
So, of the Power of the Force cards, I think I own 5 and now 6 one with Barada. I actually purchased one recently, which was not very cheap. But I got 6 of them now. But am I going to get all 17? I seriously doubt it because some of them are very expensive. The Anakin one is extremely expensive.
But having this one is great. I think if there was one I would want to have, it would be this one.
Yeah, absolutely.
This would be the one to have.
And Stormtrooper Luke, which I have.
Stormtrooper Luke. Yeah,
I think we've already done. Wait, have we already done Stormtrooper Luke?
I don't know. If we did,
it's here. It's right here.
If we haven't, it's coming soon.
Very, very true. Yep, absolutely.
Okay. But again, these later figures, when we were just a little bit more out of Star Wars, when they were getting to the end of the line because the movies were over and stuff, they are some of the scarcer ones, some of the cooler ones to have. Like Yak Face was a real big one to have. That was a hard one to find.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yak Face. Like I said, there were like 3 or 4 more Ewoks they released in this line. The R2-D2 with Luke's lightsaber coming out of his head. That was I had that one. That was really cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just really cool stuff. So we will, of course, put this back where it belongs. Scott's get good $2,000.
Yeah,
this could be.
If it's graded, that's the problem. Is I don't want to spend the money on grading them just yet.
I wouldn't either.
Eventually, I might. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. But hey, gang, thanks for watching.
We're glad to be back. More videos coming this year. We'll be more consistent, and we look forward to seeing you next time.
Yeah, I'm hoping for at least minimum of 2 videos every. I'm looking for a minimum of at least 1 video every 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. I'm really trying hard. We're both trying hard. We're really busy right now. We're trying to get the content out to you.
The schedules are coming down, so hopefully you'll see more of this very, very soon.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you soon.
See you soon. Okay, bye.
Which path will you choose? The choice is yours.